This one is called Dying Bug, which I always thought was a really nice, funny name. This is a really good one to do with a roller. If you don't have a roller, you can do this on the floor, and it still will be challenging for your core muscles, but you'll just have to pay attention to your position more. The roller gives a lot of feedback about where your hips and your shoulders, your hips and your ribs and your head are, so that you know kind of how your body's balanced. So when you do this, if you need to do it on the floor, just try and pay attention to where you feel the parts of your back touching the floor. So your spine would be on the roller, and then I want to have my feet, like a lot of times we'll get on the roller or lie down with our knees bent and our feet will be wider, knees will be wider. So bring your feet narrower, and you can scoot them back towards the roller just a little bit. So I'm going to start with just an opposite arm and leg reach. So I've got my left leg's going to come to 90 degrees, my right arm's going to come up so that my fingertips are right above my shoulder. I'm going to take a breath in, and then I'm going to exhale and reach out. So I'm making kind of a V shape with my arm and my leg. I'm not going too low. That's part of what's important about this, and I'll show you why. I'm going to inhale and come back, and I'm going to exhale and reach. So what I'm paying attention to as I do this is the relationship of my pelvis to my ribs. So if I reach really low and don't pay attention, I lose the stability of my spine like that, and I don't want that to happen because I want this to challenge my core muscles on the front, sides, and back of my body. I want to feel like the relationship of my ribs to my pelvis stays kind of like these stay in a little square or a rectangle, that my hip points and my low ribs stay in the same orientation. So I don't shift this way, I don't shift that way, and I don't let my ribs and my pelvis spill towards my leg. Which is also why when I exhale on the reach, that really helps to tie my limbs into my center. So sometimes I like to imagine that it's like there's elastics attaching my limbs right towards my belly button, which there kind of are, they're muscles. So I exhale and reach, and I inhale and come back. So it's the abdominal muscles are helping hold the leg, a bunch of shoulder muscles, some of the higher up fibers of the abdominals holding the arm in place. So then, switching sides, I would repeat like 8 to 10 times each side. I don't think I did quite that, but I did a lot of explaining. So inhale coming up, and exhale and reaching. Don't be concerned if you're really wobbly at first, like a little wobble like that. This hand will be there to help you. If it feels like it's excessively wobbly, you can move it out to the side, and you can really use your hand for support. You want to move towards not using as much hand for support. So you can see this leg is going not much lower than the resting thigh. Coming up. Then you can try one more variation as you become more advanced. So you would start the same way, opposite arm and leg, and then you bring the other leg into the air. Sometimes just finding your balance here will be the first challenge. You can see I'm a little more wobbly there. But then you do the same exact thing. Exhale and reach. So I've just transferred my leg into the air. Inhale, come back. Exhale and reach. This version is a nice thing to do on the floor. If you don't have the roller, this will still be really challenging. And you want to try to keep your spine in the same orientation to the floor that it starts. So I'm just going to show that one time before we finish here. So you could do the basic version on the floor and just try to feel that the space behind your spine does not increase. And then, this is a lot easier, of course, because you're on the floor, not on a roller, but try to feel that your spine stays the same as you reach, that your spine does not increase its space away from the floor as you reach your limbs. And you could do that the same 8 to 10 times each side. And this is a really nice thing to do at least once a day. Get a lot of strength and coordination in your spine. And each time that you do it, your body will balance better, and it helps to balance out any asymmetries that you have on either side of your spine too, because it tries to get everything to work together.